Gotham is under siege, and it's up to Batman to even the odds. He's in for a very long night.
What can you see? The city engulfed in fear. Betrayed by those you trust the most. Your darkest secrets revealed. As I tear your mind apart, and the whole world will see the fear in your eyes, then they too will understand. There is no savior, no more hope, no more Batman. You will bring death to all who follow you. And now your failure is all but complete.
Batman Arkham Knight is the fourth recent Batman game and the third one from the series creator Rocksteady Studios.
And it is near impossible to review this game without spoilers, but we swear we will do everything in our power to do just that. So I promise, on my heart, on our parents' graves, that this will be a spoiler-free review.
Yes, well, we're huge Batman fans, so it is our duty to do so, as it is Batman's duty to punch the face of goons. So yes, no spoilers, but we are going to assume you finished Rocksteady's last game, Arkham City.
Yes, and if you haven't, firstly, why not? And secondly, it's your own fault, which is why I'm going to say the ending of that game right now, because the Joker died. He's dead. And you're reminded of that fact pretty quickly. But villains are plentiful in Gotham. Scarecrow is up to his old tricks, preparing something called the Cloudburst with a highly concentrated fear toxin.
Gotham, this is your only warning.
He plans to infect the entire city, which is quickly evacuated. Except for dumb goons, of course, who just hoon around the streets, getting in Batman's way.
This chaos also opens the door for other major Batman villains to pop into town and start causing trouble. The other major player is a mysterious villain known as the Arkham Knight. He has a sizable military force of drones and soldiers, which pose new tactical problems for Batman and for you to explore. The identity of the Arkham Knight is unknown. The only thing you do know is that he's got a connection to Batman and likes a bit of Bat cosplay.
He's a bit of a Bat fan, but the mystery of who the Arkham Knight is a huge hook into your spine, and it pulls you right into the game and drives you to the very end.
Yes, but the main reason why this game is so different to the others is that it's not just another Batman beats up the bad guy game. It really is an emotional, introspective journey for Bats, delving deep into what he represents to the world around him,
Thank you.
and what consequences his past actions have had on those he cares about.
It's wrong.
We have to make sacrifices, Alfred.
Consider those sacrifices wisely, sir.
And along the way, Bats is going to have to confront some personal demons, but it's the way they tell the story, Bajo. It's magnificent, and we can't tell you about it.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable.
And how the mechanics are just woven into the storytelling, it's always unique, always affecting, and it constantly surprises you.
And it never loses momentum. That's the biggest thing for me. It starts here and it just goes up and up and up until you're in this heightened state of Batman lore subject matter euphoria. I don't think I've played a game that has told a story like this. And I don't think a story like this can be told in other mediums. It takes games to get this right.
And there's such respect for the characters and the lore as there were in the previous games. But even more now, you get a sense of this universe and its rogues gallery of villains. You're always in the moment with Batman, feeling like Batman, walking like Batman. I soaked up every cutscene, and they didn't even feel like cutscenes. It was just like I was Batman just being Batman, and the performances are stellar.
Yeah, especially Poison Ivy, Jim Gordon, and Scarecrow, who each steal the show at certain points in the game.
Do you really think you've won? Fear makes you predictable.
Arkham Knight also shows us just how tough Batman can be.
I guess Scarecrow gave you the slip. You...
He is the epitome of one who does not muck about. Even the way he opens panels is serious business.
Ugh, just use the handle.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
You're launched into the game world within minutes. perched upon a rooftop, looking over the city, which is your city. You own it, and it needs to be cleansed. And the map is huge. It's a true realization of Gotham, with no walls stopping bats, no barriers, no boundaries, no out-of-mission zones. You just need to glide in and take the city back.
Yes, and this time to help, you've got this guy.
Oh, the Batmobile. It's the biggest change to the series, and it kind of turns the game into a co-op game. It's like Batman and his car taking on the bads.
Suspect vehicles in Gotham North.
That takes care of the vehicle. I need to interrogate the driver and find out what he knows.
And wherever I was, I knew the Batmobile was always somewhere close. It's like a bat safety blanket.
Plus, it's got those 2 creepy compartments in its butt for carrying passengers.
So weird.
Just get in.
You're not looking at where you're going, it would be terrifying.
You get so sick in there, it'd be vomit everywhere. Especially with my driving. The car design is reminiscent of the Nolan movie's Tumbler. But it's not just a big tough car, it's also got a powerful winch for puzzle solving and ramp creating, and it's also a tank. Nick, it always irks me when Batman has a weapon which is like a gun in any way, whether it's on a car or not. And I don't know, it is addressed in the game a little bit. Maybe I'm just being too sensitive.
Yeah, I guess technically he never kills anyone with his enormous killer gun.
Guys, I almost hit Batman.
It's always suppression rounds for people and tank shells for the Knight's forces, who conveniently are robotic drones. At first, Bajo, I thought, robot tanks? This kind of seems like a lame solution to the Batman doesn't kill anyone idea, but it actually worked kind of well. I was impressed.
I did struggle a bit with the driving though, and I did find some of those Riddler challenge races a little bit tedious.
Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy?
I didn't mind the Riddler stuff, but I totally agree about the driving. I found that once I stopped driving it like it was a car and started driving it like it was Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, then that really helped.
Taking fire.
In battle mode though, maneuvering is intuitive and fighting as a tank works well. And that's strafe.
Yeah, once you realise though that walls aren't really a problem for the Batmobile, it's suddenly a lot more fun just crashing through the city with reckless abandon.
Batman is the worst thing that happened to Gotham.
Yeah.
It was like that when I got here.
And the Batmobile isn't an I win mechanic either. Can take out goons in one hit, but most fistfights are on rooftops or indoors, so there still is plenty of biffo. But it is really impressive how the Batmobile is woven into the gameplay.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed all those tandem moments where I'm using the Batmobile to take out some goons while Batman's trapped somewhere. Really, the Batmobile is just another one of Batman's gadgets. It's his mobile iron fist on wheels.
And what about how beautiful the car is, and the suit, and the city design, and then the everything else in this game?
Yeah, we reviewed this on PS4 and it does look fantastic. It's so smooth. And it's the first time that I felt like I've been in a living, breathing Gotham City. Buildings aren't just big squares with a texture on top, there's detail and depth to them. Recognizable districts, a real sense of space, especially as you glide about. It's such a joy navigating about this world.
Yeah, and even though it's still missing the citizens on the streets like with the other games, it's still a city that feels alive. And when you transition from one location to the next, either inside buildings or just over the fence into a mission area, it's just so seamless.
Yeah, that really is the word for this game. It's GTA 5 tier at times.
Yeah, and it seems like every hour a new side mission pops up, and they're all different, they're all true to lore and interesting to pursue.
Bring me Bruce Wayne.
Way too many side missions to mention, but they are just so rewarding. Nick, I never need to 100% a game, but I need to 100% this game.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I need to do it. I need all the Riddler trophies. I need all of them. And it's a nice way to break up the punchies. And Batman has some new tricks, but so do the enemies. And the hallmark of the series, the counter-based combat, is back, and it's perfect. And now there's more of a focus on using environmental objects, which feels awesome during a fight. And you're always looking for them and grabbing enemies' weapons, which also hit really hard, but they take precious time to pick up, leaving you open to attacks. And if you've racked up a silent takedown, then you can do the new multi-fear takedown, which is delicious.
Because you two aren't paying attention.
The fear takedown's really the cherry on top of this combat. It's just so good. And it's very Batman too, the way he can scare people long enough to take out a few enemies.
Yeah, totally. And also everything, all the gadgets from the other games are unlocked right at the beginning. So it's more a matter of just upgrading your skills and getting these new takedowns.
You do get to do a bit of new hacking though, with flying drones and voice synthesizer technology, which mixes things up a bit.
Open the gate!
I don't get it. What's there to get? Just get the gate open. Okay.
But it is more the change in enemies that keeps these fights interesting.
Back to it here.
Oh, you're always getting charged.
Oh, the charges are so stressful. They got me every time. But I do love how the combat forces you to kind of go, okay, I need to isolate this guy so I can now reprioritize who's getting my fists.
Yeah, especially when you've got those goons that revive fallen enemies.
So annoying.
I both love them and hate them at the same time.
I mainly hate them.
And the big tough guys are even bigger and tougher. You also have fights where Catwoman, Nightwing, and Robin can step in to help. During these sequences, it's mostly just about switching characters for fun and using dual takedowns to mix things up. But they also provide fuel for the developing plot lines between the characters. Robin's sections are particularly good, and I love that there's so much detective work to do now.
It's so good.
Some of my favorite sections were where you're just scrubbing through surveillance footage and zooming in and analyzing what you see with science.
And while there are a bunch of minigames throughout the game, it's got that perfect balance of difficulty with controls while cutting the fat and not being too repetitive. Yeah, the devs don't patronize the players.
Yeah, and it's not just the Riddler stuff, it's all the puzzles in the game. They're nice and tough. It means you have to work for it, and the gameplay is better for it.
I can't take it anymore, Bajo. We need to talk about, in specific detail, the unique storytelling elements that make this game so good.
No, Nick, we mustn't!
But it is the whole point as to why this game is great. I will not go on until I speak about it on national television.
You're gonna sit here and break a promise you just made to our viewers.
Fine. Okay, well, how about this? We mute all this in post so that they don't know what we're saying, but we get it out of our system.
Sounds like a good compromise.
Yeah.
Except for the lip readers who are gonna be able to work it out.
You can't please everyone.
All right, mute on.
Con la parrucca. Presso la barba. Con la sanguigna. Presso il vento, tutti mi chiedono, tutti mi vogliono, tutti mi vogliono, alla parrucca.
Oh, and then it just gets better and better. Do you feel any better?
No.
No, me neither. There is just so much to talk about with this game, and we do not have time. But what a game.
This game, Bajo.
The things you do as Batman and the things you're forced to do is just so creative and thought-provoking.
You don't have to do this on your own, Bruce. I can help you.
And what an ending, the imagery, the conceptualization of it. Nick, when I finished this game, I put the controller down, put my head in my hands, and a small tear rolled down my face.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because of pure joy.
Oh, well, look, I can definitely see some giant Game of the Year arguments between this game and The Witcher, and probably Fallout 4 and whatever else is great. But, Bajo, this is just one of the most evolved games I've ever played. It's come so far from Arkham Asylum, which was already great. It's outstanding work by Rocksteady Studios. You can tell they've put everything they have into this game. Bajo, I know I'm just filling in for Hex, but I gotta give this game 5 out of 5 stars.
It absolutely deserves it, Nick. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars as well. And of course, that means the Golden Rubber Chicken Award.
You die here, and your legend dies with you.
You know, we always do something a bit special for Double Fives, and as you're the guest this week, why don't you decide?
Nudie lap around the ABC.
Nobody wants to see that. Stop suggesting it. Why don't we just dress up as Batman and Robin and do a bit of a run around the ABC?
I love it.
Let's go! I'm Batman! No!
Oh, come on. We talked about this.
Yes, we did, and I'm Batman!
That's not how Batman remembers it.
Are those my underpants?
Okay, look, let's not fight.
Okay, yes, let's just be awesome.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I like to get a soy cap. I'm not allergic to dairy milk, but I just like to be different.
Yeah. Sometimes I order things with gluten in them.
Yeah?
Because I'm allergic to things that don't have gluten.
Right. That's interesting.
Hold on.
Oh, it's a bit cold.
Oh, let's go back inside.
Yes. Did you bring your pass?
Oh, no.
Alfred!
Alfred!
Bring me my pants!
And a soy cap!
Alfred!